Hello, I'm the Lore Master, and welcome back. We've had some technical difficulties recently. Thank you for being patient, and thank you for watching my videos. I know that this has been kind of frustrating, but it has been frustrating for us as well. We tried to release this as one big episode, but unfortunately things didn't turn out that way. But we're finally back with our new story. Thank you for subscribing and thank you for staying with us. And to any new subscribers, thank you for subscribing. And hopefully I'll try to get some more videos out as soon as possible. With that, the last time on the feasting, they had just taken down a huge Wendigo. And this is where the plot thickens. So, let's begin. Finally, when the dust dissipated, we saw the Wendigo trying to crawl out of the way, down the mountain to safety. Just then, light burst from the Wendigo as it began to shapeshift back to its form as a human. It's changing shape, I shouted. Unfortunately, when a Wendigo changes to its original shape, it doesn't retain injuries from the Wendigo form. This would make it more challenging for us because then it can run off and escape the mountain. We knew this, and so started climbing down the mountain as fast as we could. The lights stopped, and there standing on the ground in front of us was a tall black man. Muscular. He had a nice suit and tie, and eyes as green as a blade of glass. He turned, the sun reflected off his bald head as he looked at us with contempt. He stood tall and proud and looked at us with hatred. "Who are you?" I asked, looking at him. "I am Joseph Grimwood, and I am here to avenge my father's death by you filthy miners and scum of the earth. But I am not here for vengeance. I am here on a mission." "And what's that? And what mission is that?" I asked. I'm on a mission from General Ulysses Grant that involves wiping out the entire fortification at Fort Morgan and Black Hope by eating as many as you filthy miners and Confederates. I was able to grow to that size I needed for the task. With Fort Morgan gone, the Confederacy will lose everything, and the supply of coal and their hold on the Appalachian Mountains will cave in on itself. Then you, rebel scum, will fall into line. And just so you know where you stand, you think I'm the only Wendigo working for the Union? There are thousands of us from Kansas to Maryland, all of us hunting down Confederates and devouring them. Do you have any idea how scared they were when I came in and whipped them to pieces? He looked over to Ezra. I enjoyed killing your son the most. He cried and begged for his life like a scared little kid. Hearing his bones break under my sharp teeth was like music to my ears, and he died running from me, like a scared little coward. He smiled at Ezra. You know what's the best part? Seeing the life drain from his eyes as I whipped out his throat and ate the meat. Now I suggest you let me go. We're not letting you go. You killed an innocent man, and you actually get enjoyment from it. Why would we let a monster like you go? I replied, matter-of-factly. Because I'm more valuable to you alive than dead. I know all the Wendigo routes in the entire Deep South. Everything from Louisiana to Florida is in my head, and unless you want to go further, you're going to need me. You're going to need to let me go, answered the Wendigo. I looked at James and asked for permission. James looked at me and said, "This is bigger than him. If we have this guy's information, we could take out an entire faction of Wendigos before they spread further and kill more people. We take him to Fort Morgan and get his information. Then we spread it through the South. The entire South needs to know what's going on. It makes me scared this whole thing was going on and we had no idea about it. Just think what the Union is capable of, but they're willing to let Wendigos be part of their plans and kill Southerners all over." I knew he was right. This was the start of something big that would change the entire history of the continent. Plus, who knows how far this conspiracy goes. So we took him down the mountain and straight to Fort Morgan. Everyone was surprised to see him alive, but when everyone found he was a Wendigo, they started throwing things and calling out slurs at him. He didn't seem to be affected by it, smiling as if he knew something we didn't, which filled me even more with dread. As we walked into the interrogation room, deep inside the fortress, the room was bare, except for a table in front of us, and a map of the wall showing the Confederate States of America. The colonel himself was there for the interrogation. "Now," he said, "tell me, what in Sam hell is going on here?" "What's going on here is the fact that the United States is tired of fighting a war. We know that the southern states won't bend the knee," said the Wendigo. "You'll pay dearly for starting this civil war. My kind has been hunting people involved with the Confederacy since the attack on Fort Sumter. Trust me, when we're done with you, no state will even try to succeed from this union. Again, once the South is dead or on fire, no one will ever question the authority of our nation again. Once the South, we will be unified. You Confederate dogs will lick our boots and fall into line. We will win this war, and the South will be bathed in blood to make sure the North succeeds. In fact, I'm going to take pleasure in burning every plantation from here to Texas, and with our families inside. Now that's what I call barbecue." The colonel slammed his hand down on the table. "You sick monster. You're killing innocent people and think we are monsters? You probably loved the sound of their screaming, didn't you? It was like music to your ears. The only reason you're alive is because of the information that we need, and once we give it to you, I'll make sure that you and your Wendigo friends are dead. And whoever thought it was a good idea to make you part of the Union side will be hanging from a tree. When I'm finished with the state, there won't be an Alabama left," said the Wendigo. "And besides, there's nothing left to stop us. Once this fortress falls and everyone in it is dead, the Confederates will realize the war is over and pointless. I'll burn this place so bright that the great fire at the Library of Alexandria will look like a small kettle boiling over. This place will burn, and everyone in it will die. And you, Colonel, will be the last one to die because I want you alive, so you can hear all the lovely and wonderful screams of families being ripped apart by our hungry, angry monsters. And then I will kill you." The colonel was silent for a minute, then pulled back his fist and hit the Wendigo in the nose, breaking in the face, breaking his nose. The Wendigo coughed and spat up blood on the floor and smiled at him. You know, he said, looking at the colonel with hatred in his eyes, I was going to kill you. I was going to spare you till the end. But now I'm going to eat you fast. You know, the fun fact about Wendigos can be everywhere. They can be your neighbor. They can even join the army. Isn't that right, friends? The soldiers in the room smiled at the colonel, and it was then that I realized what was going on. I looked at Bill, and he looked at me with eyes wide as we realized what was going on, what was about to go down. The four of them started to change into Wendigos. Blue and white light radiated from them. Go down. Their arms extended. Their heads began to look deer-like. Their features became skinny and gaunt. Arms extended. Their fingers began to look like claws. Their teeth sharpened into wolf teeth. And when the window in front of us looked at us maniacally and began to laugh, you stupid, stupid people. I needed you to get into the fortress in the first place, and you led me right here. You Wendigos may be good at your job, but can you deal with 5 Wendigos at once? With that, he grabbed the colonel's arm as he began to shapeshift, and his teeth became sharp. He bit down and tore a chunk from the colonel's arm as the colonel screamed in agony. Ezra looked at the Wendigos terrified as the Wendigos ran at us, grabbing the Wendigo's head and busting out the door, and began running in the opposite direction. They had one plan: kill and eat as many people as possible. Ezra looked at me with shock and fear. What was that? Why didn't he shapeshift into a Wendigo himself? Because he couldn't. Not yet, anyway. When a Wendigo's form is badly damaged, it takes a couple of hours for them to heal their wounds and be able to go back into the full Wendigo form completely. By the look of it, it's almost time. His time is almost up. He can turn into a Wendigo again, and we have to hunt him and try to kill him, if we can. I don't know how strong the other 4 are, but they are able to sneak by us, so they're smart. We need to be aware and keep our eyes open. Quick, I said. James then said something. The whole plan was to get into the building. They probably know where most of the soldiers are, so they can kill as many as possible. And with that, that's where we'll leave it. And again, sorry, this took way longer than expected. But hopefully, with this new episode, you and some of my newer viewers will enjoy it. So, thank you, and like and subscribe. This is the Lore Master, out.